Right now, a local Catholic priest disciplined for his controversial political involvement. Plus, new details from Chemtool releasing a report on what exactly was emitted into the air during the week-long fire last summer. And the former Madison East High School principal, who was removed just months after taking the position, has now left the district altogether. You're watching News 3 Now at 6. The Bishop of Madison is disciplining a Cross Plains priest after the priest downplayed the January 6th insurrection, plus participated in a podcast that called for donations to the criminal defendants accused of participating in it. Naomi Coles has the latest.
Father Richard Heilman serves St. Mary of Pine Bluff Catholic Church, and this isn't the first time he's attracted the attention of the diocese after controversial political statements. The bishop admonished him last year to avoid politics, but since then, Heilman still regularly talked politics in sermons and right-wing podcasts.
My mind now goes to January 6th.
That's Father Richard Heilman delivering a sermon on July 8th in Cross Plains. These clips are from the church's official YouTube channel.
And I'm in the school of thought that all those who played up the optics of violence during that time, breaking windows or whatever they were doing, you know, nobody shot anybody. We saw security guards opening doors and welcoming them in, because they knew that they were the gentle as doves group. They weren't the domestic terrorist group.
It was this that prompted a report in the Wisconsin State Journal. But it's also not Heilman's first time in either the headlines or at the pulpit mixing politics and faith.
And so
this is from the morning of the day of the insurrection.
We just simply cannot allow this movement, and I'll use their name, progressive. And what are they progressing away from is the Word of God.
On Friday, the Diocese of Madison stepped in, with Bishop Donald Hine publishing a notice in the Madison Catholic Herald that he was disciplining Father Heilman. It reads in part that it stems from, quote, statements bearing inordinately on controversy stemming from the electoral political realm. Heilman didn't return requests for comment, but did post on Facebook that he was okay and was, quote, praying and listening very closely to the Holy Spirit. Now, it's unclear what the details of that discipline will be. Heilman is not the first priest to get involved in controversial right-wing politics. A friend that he appears with regularly on podcasts, that's Father James Altman, was ousted from the Diocese of La Crosse last year. I've got more details online at channel3000.com.
Democrat Tom Nelson has suspended his campaign for U.S. Senate. The Outagamie County executive made the announcement on social media today. Nelson says his campaign ran out of money. He went on to say he is endorsing Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes. The departure slims the field to just 3 candidates: Barnes, State Treasurer Sarah Godlewski, and Milwaukee Bucks executive Alex Lasry. A new report calls Dane County's election infrastructure inadequate, and now local officials are pushing for more attention to security. The new task force examined some points of failure where security can be stronger, pushing for elections to be treated as critical infrastructure. One of the issues was the security of elections officials. Right now, they're in the city-county building, which is relatively open. The report also says the county's voting machines could be kept safer behind 2 locked doors, for example, instead of 1. In-person absentee voting begins tomorrow for the August 9th primary elections. If you plan to vote this way, you must have an acceptable photo ID for voting in Madison. Those registering for the first time or updating their registration will also need to bring proof of residence. We have a full list of acceptable documents and absentee voting locations can be found on our website. And a quick update from the White House now. They say President Biden is continuing to work several days after being diagnosed with COVID. Today marks his 4th day of isolation. The tweet reads, "Took some calls this morning with man's best co-worker." And let's check your certified most accurate forecast now with meteorologist Dana Fulton.
It's a really nice evening to spend out on the patio, dry and comfortable, and we've certainly pulled back on our dew points quite a bit in the last 24 hours. Here's a live look over Madison. A few clouds overhead, but also some blue sky popping up. 74 currently, so we've already pulled back from our afternoon highs. We saw the upper 70s earlier today, a light breeze coming in from the northwest, and Really don't have to worry about that humidity, thankfully, this evening. There have been some showers well off to the west for Minnesota and Iowa. We're not expecting that to build into Wisconsin tonight nor through most of the day on Tuesday. Tuesday night might switch up just a little bit, though. 77 currently in Janesville, 75 in Lone Rock, and 74 in Boscobel compared to this time yesterday. Temperatures about 5 degrees cooler. For tomorrow, another day below average. Notice through the rest of the week, it's going to stay comfortable outside. Also notice as we look ahead to the start of August, this is when our average high temperatures start to go back down. But we are still in for a warm week next week. We'll take a closer look at this trend for your 10-day in just a few minutes.
Next at 6, the former principal at Madison East High School, who was reassigned to a different role in the district, has now left the district. An MMSD spokesperson confirmed that the district had accepted the resignation of Sean Levy, which was submitted in writing last Thursday. Levy was removed as principal at East High last October, just months after being hired, following multiple days of student walkouts and protest over how he handled a sexual assault involving a female student. Levy was replaced by assistant principal Mickey Smith, who took over as interim principal before being named the permanent principal at East High in April. New information now about a downtown fire this morning. Madison fire crews say a 3-story home on South Hancock Street is no longer inhabitable. The fire was first reported around 10:25, and crews were able to get it mostly under control about 15 minutes later. All residents were home but able to get out in time, so there were no injuries. Crews are now trying to determine how it started. Well, more than a year after a massive fire destroyed much of a northern Illinois chemical plant, we now know exactly what burned. The Chemtool plant in Rockton burned for more than a week in June of 2021. A new report shows a majority of the material emitted by the fire was carbon dioxide, but water, smoke, particulate matter, carbon monoxide, and multiple other compounds were also emitted. To read the entire report, we have it on channel3000.com. Well, we are blessed with plenty of lakes, rivers, and water to play in during the summer here in Wisconsin, but enjoying the water comes with risks, and doctors want everyone of all ages to stay safe. Today is National Drowning Prevention Day. SSM Health says 70% of adults who drown have been drinking beforehand. Meanwhile, small children are most likely to drown.
Getting kids into swim classes, and if you're an adult who doesn't know how to swim as well, getting into swim classes can be absolutely crucial for getting comfortable with water and decreasing the risks of drowning.
Getting a lifeguard's attention is the most important step if you see someone struggling in the water. If none is on duty and you can help get the person out of the water, doctors say to do 30 chest compressions and 2 rescue breaths until help can get there. Well, there's much more to come tonight when we come back, how a nonprofit organization is introducing kids to the world of fishing. Plus, the annual EAA AirVenture kicks off today in Oshkosh. We'll check it out and hear about some of the damage there during the weekend storms.
When my family opened the first Culver's in Sauk City, Wisconsin, you know what we did? We gave it our all, making sure everyone felt welcome, sharing our favorite foods from around the state, like butter burgers and fresh frozen custard, greeting every guest with all our heart, crafting each meal with care, believing a smile makes everything taste better. And it's a tradition we bring with us yet today, from our hometown to yours. Welcome to Delicious.
During Steinhoffel's Small Space event, all our furniture designed for smaller rooms is on sale. Sofas, bedrooms, dining rooms, and more. It's all 35% off. No matter the size of your space, we have everything to help create the home of your dreams. And with Steinhoffel's special financing, your new room is even more affordable. Steinhoffel's has the largest selection of in-stock furniture and mattresses ready for your home. Relax, it's Steinhoffel's.
Menards has the best selection of outdoor power equipment. Snapper pressure washers are the fastest way to clean decks, siding, cars, furniture, and more. So don't wait. Get yours today. All Snapper pressure washers are 11% off. Generac's Rapid Start portable generator provides backup power with just a turn of a dial. Hurry in, because right now, all Generac generators are 11% off at Menards.
Save big money at Menards. that my economic plan is moving this country in a better direction.
What planet is he living on? Record gas prices, 40-year high inflation, costing families $5 grand more for their necessities. Sorry, Joe, that's the wrong direction. Here on planet Earth, Senator Johnson voted against Biden's massive deficit spending that sparked inflation, and he passed tax cuts to help Wisconsin families survive the economic turmoil caused by Democrats.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. Aviation lovers are flying high in Wisconsin with the kickoff of what's known as the world's greatest aviation celebration. The Experimental Aircraft Association's 69th annual AirVenture event brings more than 10,000 aircraft from around the world to one place, complete with 9 air shows commemorating the 75th anniversary of the U.S. Air Force. But this weekend, as planes were arriving and the grounds were getting set up, a storm rolled through.
Some exhibitor tents, smaller ones, were blown down. There was some debris that got loose on Boeing Plaza. We had one EAA airplane that was owned, still tied down very securely, but it must have been the right angle. It got caught up and put on its nose, so that one's been towed off to the repair hangar.
There were no reports of injuries. AirVenture runs through Sunday. Up in northern Wisconsin, a pretty cool opportunity for families and kids with disabilities. Fishing Inspires Special Hearts, also known as FISH, hosted their second fishing event in Junction City near Stevens Point. The nonprofit organization gives kids the chance to get hands-on and go fishing. Jade Fleury reports.
Fishing Inspires Special Hearts was founded by 2 siblings back in 2019.
It is about taking kids out who have a wide variety of different abilities out fishing for the day.
The co-founders wanted to share their love for the sport of fishing with children with different abilities.
We love working with kids with a wide variety of different abilities. We love fishing. I grew up big fisherman.
20 special anglers and 50 volunteers met at Mystic Ponds Estate to cast their lines.
So each kid is paired up with a volunteer, and then from there they can go do games, activities, crafts, or they can have a bunch of fun fishing and catching fish.
The event allows anglers to get outdoors and experience the thrill of fishing.
She loves being outdoors and touching the fish.
Sue and John Kransky brought their daughter Brooklyn out to fish with the nonprofit for the 2nd year.
It's just wonderful when you feel that just grabbing on the pole and you just know there's something there, the reeling it in and the being anxious to know what it is and how big it is.
The founders say they're happy to provide the opportunity for the kids to be special anglers for a day, but the event wouldn't be possible without the community support.
And it's just so cool to see everything come together because it would not be possible without our donors, our kids, and our volunteers.
And just seeing the kids' smiles when they catch a big fish is just awesome.
Fishing Inspires Special Hearts says their goal is to keep the annual tradition growing. There is more to come at 6. The All-City Swim and Dive Meet kicking off this week in Madison. A look at the annual event and what makes it one of summer's most anticipated competitions. And the weather is cooperating for anyone who wants to take a dip in the pool. Meteorologist Dana Fulton will have her full forecast next.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
These guys will buy our house without even seeing it.
Online buyers make offers that seem attractive at first, only to lower or cancel at the last minute. We Buy Ugly Houses won't reduce or cancel our firm cash offers before closing. Call or click to sell quick.
Soak in the savings at the Century House. Right now, get a $100 instant rebate for every $1,000 you spend on any qualifying stressless seating. Don't miss the perfect opportunity to fill your home with the world's most comfortable seating for less. It's time for Stressless, proud to be endorsed by the American Chiropractic Association. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
These are the faces that smile so wide at the friends and staff who are by their side, where life is lived with a feeling of pride on every bump of life's great ride that comes from the care that sweetens the air that lives in the house that angels built. Attic Angel Community, independent homes and 4 levels of assisted living built with the help of angels.
Is this the new phone?
Yeah.
With US Cellular, I got to pick any phone that I wanted for free. And I was already a customer. Any brand, with any size? I got exactly what I wanted. Big screen, big storage. I cannot remember the last time I had so many different options.
At US Cellular, new and current customers can get any phone from any brand free.
Are you actually texting them? I don't know. I just thought I would just...
US Cellular, where every plan is price protected.
I want to share my story so others can know that they are not alone.
When my mom and dad were first expecting, the pregnancy had complications and there was very little chance of survival. My mom's health was at risk too. She chose to end the pregnancy.
It was my decision, not some politicians.
Every woman should have the right to make her own decision. And I'll fight alongside you every step of the way until you do. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe she could sell her house.
What could go wrong?
Like listing your house, then dealing with all the trouble, expense, not to mention closing costs. We Buy Ugly Houses can buy your house fast for all cash as is with no hassle. Call or click to sell quick.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. Check this out. A 1950s Mickey Mantle baseball card could sell for more than $10 million. In doing so, would easily break any record for a single sports card. The so-called finest known 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle rookie card is going up for auction at Heritage Auctions, which ends on August 27th. The current record for a sports card is $6.6 million for a 1909 Honus Wagner card that was sold at auction a year ago. The All-City Dive Meet started today at Goodman Pool in Madison. The All-City Swim portion starts Thursday at Ridgewood Pool. It's really a week-long party that celebrates a 60th anniversary this week. It's a gathering of kids and families in Madison that in many ways is the envy of the swimming community nationwide. Eric Franke has the story.
There were maybe 200 swimmers. Now there's 2,600.
There is nothing that captures the spirit of summertime in Madison like All-City Swim and Dive Meet Week.
There's nothing that compares to the All-City. Other people say, how does this happen?
Tom Wenzel swam in All-City as a kid. He coached. He's been a parent and now a grandparent to a swimmer. He's watched it grow from its infancy. He even remembers early races on Lake Monona at B.B. Clark Beach.
The lakes were a little cleaner then, so you could kind of see the bottom, but the Ridgewood people, one of our favorite stories was the young lady on our team stopped the whole meet because there was a dead perch floating in her lane.
Soon, the only fish in the water were the kids themselves. 5 original pools, Hill Farm, Ridgewood, Maple Bluff, Westside, and Shorewood, started the All-City League back in 1962.
The size of the meet is, I don't think we ever thought it was going to get to this big.
Stan Richter ran the Hill Farm pool for almost 40 years.
It was basically done in one day, and the pools weren't closed. Now the pools basically are closed almost all week long in preparation for this humongous big event.
By the late 60s, those meets in the lake came to an end, and 8 more pools have joined the league, most recently Goodman Pool in 2011.
It just started to balloon, and thankfully they have what they call the Bible, and that passes from each team that hosts to the next team with all the good things to do, all the things to avoid. It's gotten to be about that thick.
Putting it all together takes volunteers months. And with all the folks cheering on their swimmers, more than 5,000 people are expected this week at Ridgewood Pool.
It's gotten so big, Eric, that I noticed on the website that Ridgewood is selling parking passes down. They're selling parking spots there for $40.
Everything was very low-key. It was just go through it, get over with it, and 4 o'clock, we all went home. And now, at 4 o'clock, well, we got the relays to go through.
Yet 60 years later, at its core, it's still all about one thing.
You can feel the enthusiasm. The tent city, I know that Ridgewood is going to try to get all those tents in there and to give the kids a feeling of the camaraderie that it's there.
The whole tent city that you've seen where every team, well, large teams have their own tent, the smaller ones share. Well, you know, you'll find if you know, your kid's missing, they'll be in somebody else's tent. It is really cool.
Hanging out at the pool, competing, and being among friends. Classic summertime in Madison, Wisconsin. Eric Franke, News 3 Now.
And Dana, we have some classic summer weather for this event this week.
We do. Thankfully, Mother Nature playing along, and we're in store for sunshine this week. Right now, it's really nice outside this evening. Temperatures currently in the mid-70s with a mostly clear sky. We do have some showers well off to the west, Minnesota and Iowa, but that rain will stay out of our area overnight and through tomorrow. 74 currently in Madison, sitting at about 76 in Janesville, so it's going to stay comfortable through the evening and get a little cooler overnight. Overall, a really pleasant week ahead with seasonable temperatures for the end of July. We might even see a few days with temps a little bit below average for our afternoon highs and overnight lows. Looking ahead to Tuesday night, there's a slight chance to see a few showers pass through, possibly an isolated thunderstorm or two, but most of the area is going to stay dry. Overall, the weekend looks dry and sunny. It's going to be a nice stretch for us. Overnight, partly cloudy. Temperatures expected to drop to the mid-60s by midnight, and for the start of the day tomorrow, we'll be down into the upper 50s. For tomorrow afternoon, partly sunny, close to 80 for afternoon high temperatures. And then overnight heading into Wednesday, we have that slight chance for a few isolated showers. Notice how that swings through. Most of the area will stay dry, and even areas that do see a few raindrops, it certainly won't lead to much measurable accumulations. Just a small chance for a few showers and storms. By Wednesday afternoon, we're still sunny. High temperatures, again, staying close to average in the low 80s with a light breeze shifting and coming in from the west-northwest for Wednesday afternoon. Our temperature trend looks really nice for the end of July. 79 the high for tomorrow. A little more of a breeze from the south tomorrow afternoon, about 6 to 12 miles per hour with a partly sunny sky and just comfortably warm temperatures. We'll be close to 80 through the rest of the work week. Friday pulling back just a little bit to the middle 70s, but notice we are mostly sunny through the work week and heading into this weekend. It's always nice when the sun lines up with the weekend forecast. Saturday and Sunday, mostly sunny with high temperatures close to 80. Looking ahead to next week, we will start the week off with some shower chances. It looks like Monday and Tuesday we could bring in some rain and storms. It's also going to be a little more humid next week. Again, the first week of August, high temperatures will be in the mid-80s, and with that humidity ramping up a bit more, we will have the slight chance for rain showers looking ahead to Wednesday and Thursday.
And coming up in sports, the best in the West, where Wisconsin is projected to finish in the Big Ten West, and the honor 2 Badgers received from the conference. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
As owner of Wisconsin's largest construction company, I have a blueprint, a plan for every project. So here's mine for Wisconsin. I'll stand up to the radical left and their socialist agenda. We'll back the blue and get tough on violent crime. Bad guys, they're not gonna like me. I'll crack down on election fraud and keep schools open 5 days a week, no matter what Fauci says. I'm Tim Michaels, and that's my plan. Now let's get to work.
We're not just massage envy. We're also facials that get your skin glowing envy. We're talking, dang girl, you look good kind of envy.
All right, tell me your secret and lunch is on me.
Through August 14th, try your first facial and get a free enhancement plus 20% off select skincare products. Terms apply. Massage Envy Facials, where better begins.
Sex trafficking is happening right here in Madison. Many wonder how or if it can be prevented. It's complex. Often someone does not realize what's happening until they are really stuck and are not allowed out. It often starts with someone who showers you with attention and may seem the answer to all of your dreams, until they're not. Red flags may include wanting to take care of you and impress you with their success and shower you with gifts or money, moving fast toward a romantic relationship, isolating you from friends and family, wanting to take you away on a trip, being vague about how they make their money, and working or taking calls at odd hours. You may notice a lot of young people hanging around, or drug use. Then, they start making you feel like you owe them something in return and don't give you a choice. Learn more at unitedmadison.com/trafficking. Brought to you by United Madison in partnership with Collaboration Project.
I want to share my story so others can know that they are not alone.
When my mom and dad were first expecting, the pregnancy had complications and there was very little chance of survival. My mom's health was at risk too. She chose to end the pregnancy.
It was my decision, not some politicians.
Every woman should have the right to make her own decision. And I'll fight alongside you every step of the way until you do. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Tomorrow, it's a sweet delivery for our state fair preview. Find out what it is and what's new this year.
Then answer our question of the day, and you could win Restaurant Week tickets.
Plus a chance for thunderstorms tomorrow. I'm timing them out from 4:30 to 7.
The unofficial start to fall camp for the Badgers is Big Ten Media Days, which kick off Tuesday and Wednesday in Indianapolis. But before they made the trip to Lucas Oil Stadium, Cleveland.com had to release its annual preseason conference poll. And Wisconsin is an overwhelming favorite to win the West. Out of the 36 possible first-place votes, the Badgers received 31 of them. Ohio State is projected to win the East and beat UW and Indy in the Big Ten championship game on December 3rd. Big things are expected from Braylon Allen and Nick Herbig this season, and not just from people inside the state of Wisconsin. The Badger duo were named to the Big Ten's preseason honor list. Last season, Allen rushed for over 1,200 yards and 12 touchdowns, while Herbig racked up 14.5 tackles for loss and led the team with 9 sacks. The Packers held their annual shareholders meeting today, but that wasn't the biggest news out of Lambeau. ESPN is reporting that Matt LaFleur, Brian Gutekunst, and Russ Ball have been all signed contract extensions with the team this offseason. Gutekunst has been the GM of the franchise since 2018, while LaFleur is 39-10 in 3 seasons as the leader of the pack. The Brew City Battle officially tips off on November 11th when the Wisconsin men and women's basketball teams square off against Stanford and K-State on AmFam Field in Milwaukee. And today the teams hit the diamond to talk about just how cool of an opportunity this will be in a couple of months. Now, logistically, everything will be the same. It's a basketball court on a baseball diamond. But Greg Gard does have one request.
If it's 75 on November 11th, can we open the roof? Can we play with the roof open?
Come on, Coach.
Okay.
I like that idea.
We'll get some time in here, I'm sure, but it'll be the same for the other team, too. The rim will still be 10 feet high, block out all the other distractions, and just, and I'll remind our players, as Brian said, take it all in, you know, as they come out, and it'll be a really awesome experience for them.
And the Northwoods League announced its rosters for next week's Major League Dreams Showcase, and Josh Caron will be there. The Sun Prairie native has had a fantastic season so far with the Mallards. He's got 52 hits in 47 games and was named a Northwoods League All-Star. Caron's teammate Estevan Moreno was also selected to play in the showcase. Dana, I know November 11th is pretty far out, but if we can get that sunshine.
We can make that. I'll make some phone calls.
Yeah.
I think we can make that work.
Magic 8 ball?
Yes.
Yes.
That's the 8 ball. That's the 8 ball. It's not me shaking Gary's. Partly sunny skies tonight. It's going to be pleasant. Low temperatures down to the upper 50s. Tomorrow, partly sunny with a slight chance for showers and storms late Tuesday into Wednesday morning. Then we're mostly sunny Wednesday all the way through the weekend with seasonable temperatures to wrap up July.
Shape whatever as long as you can get the better answer,
Exactly,
right? That's
right.
all that matters. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.